I'm gonna make this beer flight board for a friend of mine, and it's gonna be themed off of art that he made. It's called the Armsaw Bar. It's his basement bar, and it's based off of some of this artwork right here that he made years ago. The arm, the saw. I'm going to incorporate a chainsaw blade into these flight boards. So we're going to have wood, 5-ounce juice glasses, and some chainsaw. It's all going to come together. Oh, I'm also going to make some rookie audio mistakes. I plugged the jack into the aux in or aux out. I don't know. I'm not real good at that stuff. I'm learning as I go. So that's why I'm talking to you now, and I'm showing you some stuff on the screen because there's no sound right now. But I figured out my mistake, and things got back on track. So hopefully any minute now there'll be sound. Kind of had to go get a new hole cutter because the old one was burning the wood. See? Old hole cutter, new hole cutter. Don't fight yourself. Go get a better tool. There's some nasty tear out from those saws. Whew. I'm gonna go ahead and put a little some 1/8 inch round over on those cups, holes, on the holes for the cups. Let's go over these just a little bit. Okay, so I kind of mocked this up a little bit. I want to have this lifted up off the board here. So the cups, the glasses, the sample glasses kind of have they're kind of locked in. And then in this here, these are going to be even here, and there's going to be a channel that runs in the front, and that's where that old chainsaw blade is going to go. And then in here, the little numbers. So I got to cut, glue, route, and get some more stuff done. I'm going to cut these now. I don't know how I did that without using salt. That's amazing. I watched a couple videos on how to shorten or break a chainsaw chain, and I don't have the tools for it, and I'm not running back out again. So we're gonna go this route. It doesn't need to be pretty, it just needs to be in pieces. Now that they've been degreased, hopefully I can hit them with just a little bit of paint, something to differentiate them, so you know, you stay with your board, your flight of beers all night. You don't wander over and drink your friend's beer. Let's cut. Oh yeah, glasses, safety glasses. I'll tell you what, whew, even through my shirt, it was tickling my nipples. I need to cut some of this down to this width. And then the decision time, trial and error time, is to cut a groove or a channel right there for the chain to sit in. I want it just below surface so I'm not having to use a ton of epoxy to fill it in. So first I'm gonna cut these to length, and then I'm gonna experiment with a few scraps to see what I gotta do to get that where I want it. Okay, I wanna think that that's good enough, but I'm gonna do a little test. Probably go just a smidge deeper. Yeah, I don't want any pieces sticking out. All right. Means bring the blade up just a pinch. I'm gonna go there. Perfect. All right, now I gotta make a bunch of repeating cuts. I think what I might do is knock this front corner off right here to match the bevel on that. Not a lot, just a teeny tiny little bit. Good boy. One down, 3 to go. Okay, so off camera I did a little color test with the stain we're going to use. Going to use a black stain. Goes with the vibe of the bar that this is going into. One of the concerns with using the black stain is that the chain is not going to show up in that channel. But that's why we do these color tests. And look, I think it shows up just fine. It's a little subtle, but makes the metal stand out a little bit better in there. And there's going to be 4 of these. And to differentiate between like your beer and your neighbor's beer, your friend's beer, I'm going to hit these links in the chain with a little bit of color with a dry brush. Something that I saw the Craftman do. So I'm going to try it on here and see if it works. But first I got to get these out of the clamps and sand them. Okay, first of all, don't let anybody in your house throw anything away. My wife wanted new cooling racks for baking because these were getting kind of rusty. And I'm like, no, not in the trash, not in the recycle bin. That goes to the shop. I'll just use it as a drying rack for things. All right, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try a technique that Steady Crafting does. And that's to put some paint on a brush and then get most of it back off and then just lightly do that. And because I don't want a lot of color, I want subtle. So I might as well start with something subtle like bright red. And this stuff's really old, so I don't even know if this paint's any good. But I don't throw anything away. I wonder if this has a date on it. Yeah, 2002. Is this vintage yet? Oh man, that's red. Okay. So you get some paint on there, and then you get most of it off, like that. Oh yeah, cool, looks like blood. But it just hits the high spots. I don't know if you can see that, but it's enough to, it's enough to give it some interest. Oh, it looks like mustard. Delicious. Do some of this orange. Oh, this sounds like a solid piece in here. This might have gone from paint to putty. We're going way old school. This right here, see that? Hooker's green. I don't know what that means. Apparently fishermen have their own green. Nice. This one looks kind of mossy. This one looks kind of rusty. This one looks kind of bloody, and this one looks kind of mustardy. Okay, now that these are all dry, I'm going to glue the chains down, let that dry, and then I'll pour the epoxy on it. It's got a cat hair on it. Huh. This into this and stir for 6 minutes, and then pour in another container and stir for another 6 minutes. A lot of stirring. Okay, so my resin pour was less than successful, despite my best efforts to level everything out. A high spot over here where it flooded outside of the channel, and then on this side a little bit of a low spot where it didn't quite hit. And I've got a really, probably a first-timer solution. If I run the piece very carefully through the table saw, because there is a chainsaw blade in there that you don't want to catch on a saw blade, but you can level everything out pretty good. Yes, it gets very hazy, but I got all the grits, 300, 1000, 5000, polishing, compound, all that stuff. And with a little bit of work, I can get it back to see-through to where you can see the blade in there again. So that's my plan of attack, and I'm going to do that for all of these now. Just kind of making up a way to measure, eyeball that in the center, line that up with the edge, tilt it up, make a mark right there. And this is where I'm going to put the numbers. We're going to see how this looks. Okay, time to do some touch-up where the stain is no more.